Hola, welcome to my channel. I'm Mickey Gunarican. I just wanted to make a quick video speaking about how I became an Arsenal fan, why I created the channel, who I am, things like that. So, I'm originally from South Florida, Miami. I grew up in Miami. I moved to the UK 2018. So, that's about, 7 years ago. Went there for uni. Liked it so much, decided I'd stay. And now I'm stuck. I like it here. But as far as football, growing up, I never really watched the EPL. The only football I used to watch on TV, I think, was the Copa America, the World Cup. You know, I grew up with Rivaldo, Ronaldo, those guys. Zidane for France, Henry for France, Forlan for Uruguay. I grew up with those guys. I think the most club football that we would have where I was like that I had access to was the Mexican League, on Telemundo, Univision. I didn't know about the EPL. It wasn't until 2015. I came to Spain. I started watching Sevilla, fell in love with Sevilla. The football was good. You're during their Europa League time. And then my friend, he was a Chelsea fan. He was like, hey, if you like Sevilla, you should watch the Premier League. And I was like, okay. He was like, yeah, watch it. So I started watching 2015, 2016. And yeah, I fell in love with the football. It was just exciting. It was around the time, Daniel Sturridge was in the league. You had Alexis Sanchez, Ozil. Like, it was just exciting football. Liverpool hadn't yet started winning. City, I think, had just won their first title in forever, the Aguero thing. So yeah, I went through a phase where I supported a couple different clubs. I'm not going to name those clubs. Might do at a later time, but it wasn't until I moved to Spain for a couple years. I moved to Spain for a couple years, and my wife was like, let's go to London. I was like, all right, cool, we'll go to London. So we went to London, and I think I was slowly, I was watching more Arsenal. I was getting into Arsenal, and I went to the Emirates, which it's funny to say because a lot of people who watch Arsenal, a lot of people who are Arsenal fans, they talk about Highbury. They talk about Highbury being this mecca of Arsenal football. But the first time I came in touch was the Emirates, when Arsene Wenger was leading. And I remember walking into the locker room, and I saw the jerseys on the wall, not on the wall, but in the locker room bit. And I was like, man, this is nice. And I remember just walking around and feeling the aura of like the football club, of how much this football club meant to the community and the people around them. I just remember walking into it wasn't the trophy room. It was the, what do they call it? The Diamond Lounge, I think it was. When I saw the gold trophy, I was like, oh man, this is cool. This is a gold trophy. And he was like, no, this is the gold trophy. And I was like, okay. And he was like, no, we went invincible. Like, me being from Miami, so American football is big for me. And Miami Dolphins fan. So the biggest thing that we have to hold on to as Dolphins fans, because we haven't been that good, is the undefeated season. So when he said invincible, I was like, oh, another team that's gone undefeated. He was like, yeah, we're the only team to do it. Little did I know that I would be experiencing the same stress that I do with the Dolphins with Arsenal. But I didn't know that. But anyway, so, and then I walked through the museum, and I saw the Charlie George statue. I saw the First Division trophies, the Premier League trophies, and I was like, yeah, this is it. I fell in love with the club. So ever since then, I think that was 2016 when I like truly bedded in. I said, I'm not going to watch anyone else. It's going to be Arsenal. fast forward to now, and yeah, it's been a mixed bag as far as a fan, to be honest. There's been a lot of good moments. I won't act like there hasn't been. It's just been doom and gloom. There's been a lot of good moments, but I have yet to see that major trophy, and that's part of the reason that I started the channel. So when I look at other channels and the people around me, they're all Arsenal fans. I've been Arsenal fans for 20 years. I remember the days of Henry and Vieira and Bergkamp. And then for me, being from a different country, coming into it, like, I think my experience is a little bit different because I never experienced the glory days. I never experienced the highs, the super high. I've had experienced some highs. We've won. We've beat a couple great teams. Beat Man City. We've beat Real Madrid. We've had some good nights in the Champions League, but I've never felt that winning. I've never been able to feel that invincible, having a trophy parade, watching my team lift the big trophies. I've never seen it. And especially when it comes to Europe, I've never seen Arsenal win in Europe. And when I lived in Spain, I followed Sevilla, and I've seen the Europa League. So I know what that feels like. I know what that means to a city, and I'd really like to see that with Arsenal. So I'm holding on to hope. As far as the channel, I created the channel basically because I wanted to give a different kind of viewpoint. So as I said, I've seen a lot of people who've been Arsenal fans, and I look at it from the end of Wenger to now. And I think it gives you a little bit different because I've never seen those days. So I can give a little bit different viewpoint on how I feel about that period, that 10 years or so. Also, I'm really big into other sports. So I coach on the side. I want to say I coach on the side. I love coaching. I coach American football. So as a coach, I kind of know it's not the same sport, but you kind of know the mindset of being a coach. And I think that's something that I can give to my viewers, the listeners, that other side. It's not the same, but when it comes to things like, why decisions are made on players for injuries and things like that, I don't know the exact reason, but as a coach myself, I know what I would do in those situations, how I would handle those situations. I think that's different to a lot of people because I'm coming from the outside looking in, and I can give that perspective. As far as the channel itself, I haven't come up with a name. I tried. I went through a couple months where I tried to make a name for the channel, and in the end, I just couldn't settle on anything. Nothing felt right. And I'm really big on things happening organically. So I wanted to give the channel a place to just grow on its own. So maybe we might get a name 3 weeks from now. Maybe we might get a name 3 years from now. I just want everything to happen organically. As far as what I aim to do, weekly, hopefully. It is the summer months. I know it's kind of slow, so I'll probably do bi-weekly videos, or kind of when I feel that something needs to be spoken about. So if transfer news happens, if something big happens in Arsenal, like with the manager, with the board, then I might make a video. But as it's a slow season, I kind of want to go slow and get the nerves out of the way, get used to actually making content. But yeah, I just wanted to, because I have a lot of ideas, I have a lot of things to say about the things that have happened. If you haven't already, I did drop the first video, which was the good, bad, and ugly Arsenal. Just reviewing the season, speaking about everything that kind of happened this last year. And yeah, I kind of do those things intermittently. Hopefully we get more consistent, we get more engaged, we get more subscribers, we get more engagement with the community. And then as it grows, you never know. All right, remember to like and subscribe. And thanks for taking the time. See you later.